living person.
As Danny languished, his partner Scott McPherson was finding success with his play, the story of two sisters caring for ailing relatives.
Marvin's Room was a hit. The whole country liked it.
And so did Robert De Niro. The actor produced it as a movie, with Meryl Streep and Diane Keaton playing the sisters.
Oh, Dad!
But McPherson's health was declining quickly.
We all shifted into caregiver mode. We were proud to play that role for him.
In early 1992, Danny was rushed to the hospital with shortness of breath. Weeks later, his treatments were failing, and he was nearing the end. But he was due one more moment in the spotlight. Impact, the organization whose gala he had crashed the year before, now planned to honor him.
How dare Impact give Danny this award? But we did. It wasn't a hard decision. We all knew the work and everything that Danny did and put into making life better for people with AIDS.
Danny was too weak to attend, but with help, McPherson was able to go in his place.
We arranged to sneak Scott out. As sick as he was, we wanted Scott to experience the grandeur of evening gowns and tuxedos.
Cannon and Victor Salvo accepted the award on Danny's behalf.
Victor Salvo gave a wonderful speech that night that we were all in this together.
Impact, which leads this community from its center, has taken a bold step into the future of gay activism in choosing to honor the unrivaled contributions of one of our more colorful and controversial figures. No one should underestimate the statement of solidarity we are making tonight to those who seek our votes as much as they seek to conquer us by dividing us.
I was just very moved by those words because I did think it was true.
Danny was someone who did not get accolades at all. Everything he did in his life was a fight to get people to pay attention.
We must begin here and now to realize that it is never too late to say thank you. We don't say it or hear it enough.
And it was a smash. And Scott got back. He says, would you wheel me up to Danny? I want to tell him what a beautiful evening. And he would say, he always called him Honey Pie. Oh, Honey Pie, you should have seen this room. Oh, it was beautiful.
Scott was like, they were all applauding for you. They were all cheering for you. You kind of hope he heard it.
Danny and Scott were in the hospital at the same time, in the same room. And they literally had the beds close enough so that they could do this.
That was the night of the 2nd. And of course, he passed on the 5th at 7:05 a.m., just as the sun was coming out.
Weren't supposed to happen.
And the mayor showed up.
Daley was kneeling in front of the coffin, and we're all standing at the back and just staring with our mouths open. And I don't know which one of us said it first. It was probably me. Well, we know for sure he's dead. Because he'd be sitting up strangling. He was.
The family wanted a mass, and Danny didn't want a mass.
If I die, I don't want to be in some damn Catholic church.
If there was anything he hated more than Mayor Daley, it was the Catholic Church.
This is on tape, guys, so no church for this one.
They not only, bring a priest in, but they basically hold a mass with communion in front of his coffin.
Danny's friends and comrades in activism held their own memorial a few weeks later. It was their chance to say goodbye in a way they knew Danny would have appreciated.
And it was packed with people, but felt empty. How could we talk about Danny and have him not be there?
Danny was gone. But he had left one big piece of unfinished business for ACT UP to champion. Increasing the city's AIDS budget.
The mayor was always like, you want the money? Find the money. We had gotten a copy of the budget. Someone within the Daley administration got it to ACT UP. 5 or 6 of us sat several hours going through the budget and saying, oh, let's take money from here. Let's take money from here. We shared that with Helen Schiller.
When she made her presentation, Mayor Daley was gobsmacked. Where did she get her information?
Boys like mine, there is such a...
Alderman Helen Schiller worked with a coalition of AIDS organizations to write a new spending plan. And this time, Daley was receptive.
He presented me with an ordinance that tripled the spending on AIDS. It was the easiest, hard-fought campaign.
Loved ones who were left behind had waged Danny's final battle and won. Now friends gathered to design a quilt panel in his memory.
Danny's panel in the quilt was not just one panel.
We wanted Danny to have a 12 by 12 for himself, so.
The quilt Victor designed was Danny's signature cartoon, George and Barbara Bush, and it is a perfect recreation, along with snippets of t-shirts and buttons and personal comments from an inner circle. Scott wrote a love letter to Honey Pie.
They brought it to Washington, D.C. for the 1992 display.
And it caught the attention of the entire crowd. Danny was the big show. His efforts, his life, and now his death.
Not many people get a whole 12 by 12, but I think it's fine to make an exception for Danny.